The horror film so real the FBI investigated it. Tony's Film Club. Alright, I kind of don't want to react to it, but we're already here, so let's get into it.
You know, in the 80s, I was obsessed with tracking down weird videos. Just weird videos and weird films we had seen. And one of the films that came to me was a movie called Guinea Pig. And I promptly made a copy of it. And the FBI said, you need to hand over the original tape.
That is Chris Gore, and the tape he's talking about contained a copy of a Japanese horror film from 1985. Back then, as the founder of the infamous Film Threat magazine, he was always on the lookout for the most obscure movies he could possibly find. And the way to do that was to tap into the somewhat underground world of VHS tape trading.
We were trading tapes with so many people, and then the thing was they would send me their weird tapes. They would send me tapes with so many people, and then the thing was they would send me their weird.
I pause it, bro. Video search. We obtain hard to find films on video, no matter how obscure. We are expensive but good. 5 searches for $5 and SASE video finders, PO box. Okay.
They would send me their
monster of I don't know, Blancas. 50s creature featured about a decapitating beach beast prowling for teens. Pretty darn good makeup. What? Mr. Vampire. Effing weird man. Kung Fu. Okay. Blood. What? Alright.
They're weird tapes. That's how we did all of this.
Those tapes would often contain unauthorized copies of movies from all around the world that were either extremely difficult to find or straight up banned in some countries. The kind of stuff you couldn't just find in your local Blockbuster. And while the majority of the movies were just strange or bizarre, one of them felt different. There was no music, no more than a basic title graphic, and not even the standard practice of opening credits. It almost felt like someone's private home video of a man observing strangers in front of a train station in Tokyo until he eventually sees a young lady and proceeds to stalk her, slowly driving his car behind her, and as soon as they get far away from the busy streets of the city, he chases her down and abducts her. The rest of the movie takes place in some creepy makeshift slaughterhouse, and since I cannot possibly show you what happens next, instead, I'll give you some context with, let's just say, dramatic reenactment.
Not my buttons! Not my gun job buttons!
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah. All of that happens, and it is shown in great detail with very intricate close-ups right in your face. The point is, it looked real, so much so that people weren't entirely sure if it was actually fiction or something far more sinister. And one of those people was no other than the actor Charlie Sheen. There are a few different accounts of exactly how it happened, but what we know for a fact is that Charlie Sheen saw this movie, and because of him, the FBI got involved.
Well, what happened was they took it very seriously. I had all these videos confiscated. I had to be interviewed by the FBI about this video and where I obtained it. The guy who gave me the video got investigated, and it was weird. All I did was just make a copy of a tape and give it to Charlie Sheen.
They weren't the only ones either. Around the same time, a lawyer in Sweden had found that exact same movie and had also reported it to the police. And over in Britain, a man entering the country with a copy of it had gotten arrested and taken to court because of its possession. Clearly.
So it was that serious? They just didn't want nobody to watch it because they didn't know if it was real or if it was fake?
Everyone took this extremely seriously, and looking back at it now, you might think it's a little bit silly, right? I mean, supposedly it's just a movie.
Nah,
But the
we
thing
gotta
is
see it.
that
Nah, we gotta see it. We gotta see the movie. Wait, I could move it? Oh, I didn't know I could do that. We. All right, let me get back. Let me get back to it. But what is it? We gotta see the. We gotta see the movie now. We gotta see the movie now. You know what I mean? Like you keep talking about it. We gotta see how real they said it was.
those concerns were not entirely unwarranted. In his 1971 book about Charles Manson, author Ed Sanders included an interview with a member of his cult who claimed
Yo, why can't I?
Author Ed Sanders included an interview
He gave considerable information about a short movie depicting. Oh my god, depicting. Sorry, God, I didn't mean that. Let me read it over. He gave considerable information about a short movie depicting a female victim dead on a beach. This film he contended was part of a larger movie.
with a member of his cult who claimed that they had once videotaped a murder they've committed. It is one of the first
It
uses of
it was a wait.
It is one of the first uses of the member of his cult who claimed that they had once videotaped a murder they've committed.
So it was an actual crime.
It is one of the first uses of the term snuff film, or basically a movie which shows
I know. I only know about one snuff movie. You know. Which snuff movie do you know about? I just know like a young chick, maybe about 27, short hair, and her head chopped off. That was.
real violence. And while no such video involving Charles Manson had ever been found, the urban legends began to spread. With consumer cameras becoming more widely available back in the 70s, people began to speculate that the possibility of someone capturing the real stuff was constantly increasing. And in 1976,
Can I move this? Yeah. All right. New York, as near as can be determined, it was the hideous Charles Manson who popularized the notion that murder is lovely and should be photographed. He suggested, in fact, that he had actually taken snuff films in some of his artistic aberrations. The idea being in his swampy mind that only moving pictures can be adequately capture the reality of, say, a knife slaughter.
after reading an article about it, a marketing savvy film producer took advantage. He filmed a completely new ending to an unreleased low budget movie he had the rights to, and in order to promote it, he hired fake protesters to demonstrate against it in theaters.
Hey, another follow, man. Abdullah, thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you, Habibi. Thank you, Habibi. Thank you. Thank you, Abdullah. Thank you. Who else just followed? Man, hold on. I gotta check. Who else just followed? Abdullah, thank you for the follow. Who else just followed? Um, Mirhab. How I say it? Mirhab. Mirhab. Abdullah, thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate y'all. You reaction to some games? I can. If you got games, if you got game clips you want to react to, what is it? I think my Discord is still there. I think my Discord is still in my my about side. Click the link. I think my Discord is still there. And then what is it? Just send gaming clips. Send gaming clips. Oh, you got a recommendation? It's not your game. All right, boom. Let me know what games we're gonna react to it. We're doing some reactions, and then we might play some either Marvel Rivals or some Rainbow Six Siege. I don't know. I think I'm gonna play Marvel Rivals, and then tomorrow I think I'm gonna do GTA RP. But yeah, what is it? Send the game. Any reaction ideas or reactions you want me to do, let me know. But yeah, thank y'all for the follow. Mahab, thank you for the follow. Abdullah, thank you guys for the follow. Thank y'all. It's called The Stilled Night on YouTube. I bet.
And even reported it to the police himself. As soon as they saw it, people could easily tell it wasn't real. But it did make a profit, and more importantly, it brought the idea of snuff into the mainstream. Now, that one was clearly a hoax, but many of the other films that followed continued to push the limits and blur the lines. In 1978, a pseudo documentary called Faces of Death had
Wait, so
featured a bunch of.
Is bro just talking about a whole bunch of like films that people were like recording murders, playing around, making people believe it was actual real murders? Or is it like people actually record like I'm confused now.
Different ways to die. And while the majority of those were achieved with practical effects and makeup, there were some real ones too, that the filmmakers had taken from news archives and old war footage. Although it got banned in a number of countries and heavily censored, it grossed over $35 million, and in some cases, it showed people real death on the big screen.
The end of the beginning or the beginning of the end? I'll leave that decision to you.
Real gore and extreme graphic images were becoming a big debate in society, but the ethics of it were not necessarily the main concern for the authorities. For them, it was crucial to know about how that footage was obtained. Because going back to Guinea Pig, the movie that Charlie Sheen had reported, it didn't just show a natural disaster or unfortunate accident, but a very premeditated and vicious crime.
Charlie was so shocked upon watching this film. He was so taken aback, he thought he had witnessed an actual murder.
By the time the FBI got involved, they.
I'm so confused. So basically it was a movie. It was like a POV movie scene where it was a stalker. The stalker had followed the woman, chased her, grabbed her, abducted her. But it was so realistic that the FBI investigated it. We need to see this movie. All right, so this movie's about this. There's a movie in Japan. It's called Guinea Pig. Hold on, why am I doing this? All right, let's start off with this. If you're new here, my name is Mir or One Mir, but you could just call me Mir, Mir. I was born with no arms, as y'all can see. This is my disability. But yeah, I stream. I want to say not so often, but I do try to stream often, early mornings. You know what I mean? I do various type of content. But yeah, the video that we're watching about is this movie called Guinea Pig. It's based in Japan. All right, so the movie is like a POV type style movie where it's basically this guy. He's sitting at the train station and he's watching people come off the train station, and then there's a girl that comes off the train station and he follows the girl, right? Like a normal movie. Started off with a normal movie. He follows the girl, you know what I mean? Ends up like getting in his car, continue to follow girl. As the girl gets to like her apartment area, like whatever, he abducts her, takes her back to like his spot. I guess in the abduction like spot or whatever that he took her to, like it was very graphic scenes. But the way it was graphic was it was almost like um realistic basically. Like people across the world thought that they were watching an actual murderer like sell his film of how he got this girl and did whatever to her and put it out to the world and was able to get it into movie theaters and all this stuff. And so basically there is this actor from America called Charlie Sheen who was got the copy of this movie from a friend and basically watched the whole movie and basically felt like he was watching a real move, like a real murder going down, that he called 911, told them what he just seen. They called the FBI. Sorry, I just spit a little bit. They called the FBI, and the FBI basically was like, we gotta investigate it. So I'm saying is we gotta see what type of movie and how graphic this movie was. because it if the movie is that graphic where people felt like it was an actual murder scene, then yeah, we gotta, you know what I mean, we gotta figure it out.
Quickly found out that the authorities in Japan had also investigated, because a few years after its release, it got connected to a murder case that had completely shaken the country. In the late 80s, a 27-year-old man had taken the lives of 4 young girls in Tokyo in a way that I don't even want to describe. The police had found almost 6,000 videotapes in his room, and among the many slasher and snuff films was Guinea Pig. Because of how brutal his crimes were, there was a huge public outrage, and many blamed this kind of movie.
Flowers of Blood and Flesh. Police surmise, I don't know, that Maya, I'm gonna say Maya, may have been drawn inspiration from Flowers of Blood and Flesh, a low-budget Japanese production in which the main character kidnaps a woman in her 20s, drugs her, and cuts her. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Word. Y'all can read that. Y'all can read that.
For encouraging and inspiring him, and as a result, the movie was taken off the shelves. So, with all the controversy surrounding it and multiple investigations from all around the world, the main question remains: was it snuff or fiction?
All this hellish, unhealthy, violent activity, our kids are seeing this and thinking it's normal.
All right. I don't think we gotta really watch the rest of the whole video. Basically, I mean, we only got like 4 minutes left, right? 7 minutes, 4 minutes left. All right, let's finish up this video. Let's do it, bro. Cause I just want to see. I just want to watch the movie now. I just want to watch. I don't even like horror movies, but the way he's saying that it could have been, it was so horrific that it could have been real. Now is intriguing. You know what I mean? It's intriguing now. I don't know if it's just me. Y'all let me know. It just seems intriguing now.
To find the answer, we need to go back to 1985. Around that time in Japan, the straight-to-video market had experienced a rapid growth. As a result of the increased popularity of VHS tapes that people could just buy directly, smaller filmmakers were able to produce low-budget movies with almost no censorship and significantly less restrictions compared to theatrical releases. That allowed directors to push the boundaries a lot, and considering that horror as a genre was already huge in Japan, they certainly did. So, inspired by all this, a young producer would set on to create something that would push the envelope even further. And just like that, the Guinea Pig series was born. The first one, Devil's Experiment, he directed himself, and a text in the beginning claimed that it is a real found footage. There were no credits, no title, and nothing that would break the illusion. All that was shown was basically someone being tortured for 40 minutes straight, and the whole shtick about it being authentic worked. The movie did really well on the video.
So basically, they're actually doing it. Basically, that's what they're actually doing. All right. We don't gotta react to this video no more. What a bro. We don't. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, thank you, Tony's Film Club. I appreciate that. We don't gotta do this.
Hey man, thank you for watching the video. If you like this video, man, like, comment, subscribe, and share a friend, share their girlfriend. Let's grow the community up. I'm gonna put all my social down down in the description down below. Sorry for my words, man. I appreciate y'all for watching the video, and let's check y'all out soon. Peace.
I put the new 4Gs on the G. I tap until the letter bottoms underneath. That's all my homies got it out the street. I keep 100 racks inside my jeans. I remember hitting the